What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Mind Malcolm, back and better, I guess. I got a haircut. My beard's definitely growing out a bit. We're still in quarantine by the time you're watching this, so there's that. But with that being said, I figure now is as good a time as ever to come back with some new content for you guys. I missed you. There's a lot on my mind. A couple of things I want to touch base on in terms of videos, obviously, among other things. But before that, it's come to my attention that people actually reach out to me a decent amount in terms of shoes and stuff over Instagram and other mediums. And I find myself giving them kind of the same advice over and over again, where it's good to give advice, but I think I can sum it up in like a video pretty much. And that's why I wanted to talk to you guys today. When I sit down and think about it, I've probably been collecting sneakers now for like 8 or 9 years, since like the start of high school when I really got into them. And looking back, collecting sneakers is a pretty expensive habit. I've definitely got some good deals in the past and still currently, but I've definitely missed out on some steals where I'm kicking myself, and I've obviously overpaid for sneakers. It's just one of the things you're gonna have to face eventually if you want something that's super hype. So today, I want to talk to you about how to get sneakers for cheap. But before that, there is something that's super near and dear to my heart that I do want to talk about, and it's clearly the situation going on around the world in terms of Black Lives Matter and George Floyd being one example. You've probably heard it time and time again, but it wouldn't feel right to me to put out a new video without touching base on it a bit. I've left some information in the bio. Please look into it and do your part in terms of being active and don't be a bystander. And take this video as kind of a pause from all the madness. When you and I are talking, I really just want you to take a deep breath and just reconnect with yourself in terms of thinking of what's going on in the world, while still having fun, because the world's a crazy place, but the least we can do is still have a conversation about stuff and still get it popping and still save some money along the way, you know? For me to logically break it down, I'm going to list the 3 main ways from ease of accessibility. Number 1 being eBay, number 2 being social media, and you'll see what I mean by that, and number 3 being in person. Kind of irrelevant if you're still in like heavy quarantine, but I've heard recently in my city, they're letting people back at the outlet, so that's great news, and there's definitely deals to be had there. But obviously you want to have a mask on and always use protection. When it comes to finding sneakers online, I honestly feel like eBay is severely underrated. And I say that because it's far and few between when it comes to finding legit kicks. There's a bunch of inauthentic ones definitely floating on the internet out there. But with that being said, you can find some steals on eBay. I haven't had that much luck myself, but I don't want to knock it. Do your research before in terms of like market prices when you're looking for something, like check StockX, check a Facebook group, check other mediums to see if it's aligned with that. And the biggest advice and kind of the main message I want to have permeate throughout this video is shoot your shot. If you see a price that's $500 and you're only looking to pay $420, shoot a message and just see what they say. Worst case scenario, they say no. Best case scenario, you got a shoe that you were already looking for at a better deal, especially given times like the quarantine. People are looking to move their gear fast, and you can come up on a steal if the seller is just like, hey man, like, all right, I can save myself a week of hassle and sell to this person, which would be you. I say out of the 3, this is probably my favorite way, would be social media. The main 3 sites that come to mind are Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Not in that order though. So for Twitter, if you're watching this video right now, please make a Twitter account. I can't stress it enough. There's so many good profiles to follow on Twitter. Off the top of my head, I would say follow like Kicksdeals, Kicks Under Cost, and Retail Tuesday. With the last one, Retail Tuesday, every Tuesday they have an ongoing thread of users on Twitter who are posting shoes for sale and clothes for sale just at or above retail. You can definitely find some steals there. Best way to stay on top of that would be putting on post notifications. That little bell icon you see on the bottom of this window here, you should have those on too. So Twitter is a very viable option. And next to that would actually be Instagram. Not as widespread because it's mostly pictures, but you can definitely find some steals there if you follow the right people. And a lot of the people you follow on Twitter will have corresponding Instagram pages, which may have a different allotment of deals and stuff like that. And even for me, when I find a good deal on Instagram, I always repost it to my story. If you're not following me yet, make sure to hit that follow at Mind of Malcolm, and I guarantee I'll put you onto a steal or two. And the last site would be Facebook. I know not everybody's a fan of Facebook because it's usually for like your auntie or like your grandma sending you a postcard. With that being said, you'll definitely find super useful information on there if you do a quick search of a local sneaker group in your city. So all you got to do is really type like your city sneaker group or your city sneaker association, whatever, and I guarantee one will pop up. And that way you'll find a bunch of local people who are selling clothes or shoes near you. So it cuts down on shipping a lot, obviously, because you can meet them in person. Just do your due diligence first and get a legit check. And the third way, being the easiest in all honesty, if your city is still not under heavy quarantine, would be visiting an outlet. Outlets give you a good chance to pick up on any shoes that you may have slept on upon initial release that are now just sitting on shelves. And the sickest thing about outlets, honestly, is that they have a sale on a sale. Like at my local Nike outlet, a lot of the time they have an additional 30% off store-wide. So things already discounted, let's say 20 to 30%, and you can get another 30% on that. One thing I will say about this whole sneaker thing is that patience saves pockets. So if you're going after something that's extremely hyped, sometimes you may have to pay a premium. But if you're just looking to collect some shoes just because you like them and you know that they're not going to be that hyped, I would suggest waiting sometimes. You may not get them on release day, but with that being said, if they are to sit for like a week or two, there's a good chance you will be getting them for at least retail, or if not under, and saving yourself some money. But there is no magic secret. You really just have to do your due diligence. You have to do a little bit of research up front, nothing crazy, and you just have to follow the right people. With that in mind, just as everything has an upside, there's a downside. And with online, it comes to like inauthentic or unauthorized shoes. If those are for you, like that's all you. Personally, I don't get those and I don't really get down with those, but if you're wearing them for yourself, do your thing. And by that, I mean, if you come across a pair of super hype shoes on like an Instagram page or a Twitter page or an online ad, and you see them selling for like a fraction of the price, for example, say you know they're selling for $500 on a regular, and you see them for like 80 bucks, that should be a big red flag. If something's too good to be true, there's a good chance it is. Locally, I deal with something called the Ottawa Sneakerhead Community. Shout out to you guys. Definitely have gotten a bunch of steals from there, and I've definitely sold a lot of kicks and clothes on there. So I appreciate you, and just, it's cool to be part of the culture locally, because if you're in a smaller city like me, you get to know the same people who are interested in stuff you are, and you get to build new friendships, which is sick. And I hope you didn't forget, we're still frugal boys. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to smash that like button and share it with a friend. I did have a decent amount of quarantine pickups, so I am going to make a video on that as well. And I definitely encourage you to take a look at the links in the bio below. Don't be a bystander. Now is the best time to act. That's all from you, boy. Take it easy. Peace!